What's going on, guys? So today we're gonna make the biggest push here and actually put the turbo kit on the car. Up until now there's been a little bit of a delay, and that's because I wanted to get the turbo piping ceramic coated. So now that that's all been done, the heat transfer from this pipe to the rest of the car is gonna be a lot lower now. I also had the downpipe done, which is there as well. And we also mocked up all the intercooler piping already, as far as just mapping it out. So this is where the turbo is gonna sit, right underneath the car. It's gonna feed through here and right into the intercooler, and then from the top of the intercooler, also on the driver's side, right into the throttle body. So everything's ready to go, and we're just about to get underneath and put on the car right now. So I'll follow up with you guys in just a moment. All right, so we got the manifold on. It was a little bit of a bitch, but what happened was, as far as the header flange up there, we were gonna use the Z1 metal gaskets, but I had one of Boosted Performance other customers tell me that shit leaks. So to run the better gaskets, so we're running Burke Technologies gaskets, which came with the kit instead. So these metal gaskets are just pretty much a waste of money now. Before that, we had when we put this on, I realized I didn't have tranny fluid in there yet, and I realized that there's no way I'm gonna be able to put tranny fluid in, because take a look at how much room we have there. I can't even show it to you guys. There's the tranny fill hole right there. So you can't even get to it. So we have to take this shit off and fill tranny fluid in it. And so then we did that, put it back on, and we had to put, so this is the turbo is gonna sit literally right here. We had mock fitted already, and then I clocked it. Just doing that right now outside. I'll show you guys that in a second. But this connects into the turbo, and then this pipe goes around the steering steering rack, and just over down there, where it's going to connect into a secondary pipe, which is going to go into the intercooler. So everything else is set up, and we had gold heat wrap put here just a little bit, just to take care of some of the heat. Let me show you guys the rest 1 second. So turbo's ready to go in. Essentially, we just have to get it clocked. So we loosened all these bolts here and these bolts here, so that we can independently rotate the exhaust housing side, the intake housing side, and the center stack. And so now the turbo drain is all the way at the bottom, and the ceramic coating piping is going to mount right over here, and then the cold side piping is going to mount right over here. So everything's ready to go, and it comes with this thing here for the drain line at the bottom. And here we're going to connect a drain line that's going to go all the way to a pump that's going to sit at the front of the car, which is going to essentially scavenge oil from the turbo. And then the feed line is right here at the top. So that's where we're at right now. Follow up with you guys in a little bit. So the complete turbo piping is now on the car as far as the manifold is concerned. And not only that, we have the actual turbo hooked up as well, with the heat blanket as well on it. And the oil feed line at the top is already hooked up and going to the front of the car. I don't have the front end on yet as far as the oil fitting, but that'll be the next thing we got to hook up here. The turbo, to get that on, oh man, once we did the test fitting, it got on, and the turbo blanket was in the way of the actual bolts and nuts that go on through the manifold there. Oh man, it was a bitch to get on, I gotta tell you guys. But anyways, that was all done with. And then I got the wastegates ready to go here. Now, I'm trying to make about 700 to 800 horsepower at the wheels. So we had to figure out what kind of spring to use. So I was told to use a red and black spring. So I just put both these together with the red and black spring inside. It's quite funny because you got to put the spring in and then compress this shit downward and then get these little Allen key nuts in, or bolts in. And I swear I felt like the shit was going to explode. So probably not the best way to do it, but either way, it got done. And then I also set up the blow-off valve as well. So those will be going on next. And now, as far as the fuel system is concerned, I'll show you guys that in a later video. But basically, we're doing all new. I showed you guys in a previous video. I must have shown you guys the actual surge tank already. But we have all new lines and fittings and stuff. So from Racetronics, just basically complete fuel system I'm making from scratch, including the twin pump assembly there. So it's going to be pretty crazy fuel system. And let me see what else I can show you guys here. That's pretty much the main brunt of it right now. And I'll follow up with you guys in the next video.